Sports is thrilled to bring you in on all the action, along with Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson. This is Brian Anderson, and we've got our reporter, Allie LaForce. Cavaliers, and I don't think anyone thought this is how the series would go. They've run into a buzzsaw, but a win tonight would even things up.
And this is where your best players really need to step up and take charge. Ride the hands that got you here and leave nothing on the table.
Pass to Mitchell. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
And the defense was right on him there. Nice contest.
And the dunk by Halliburton.
Yeah, what a dunk from Halliburton. The defense has to push him further out.
Garland feeling it out a bit. Outside Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. With a step back. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. Now the Pacers with it. Well, there's no question. Pascal Siakam has raised the ceiling of this Pacers team.
Yeah, absolutely. He complements Halliburton's up-tempo style very well. And defensively, he shores things up with his ability to guard 1 through 5.
And with that wingspan of Allen, you always have to be aware of where he is because he will block a shot from pretty much anywhere.
Now here's Garland. Outside Strus. Puts up a 3. Cleveland again missing.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Siakam, the pass to Halliburton. Here's Nembhard. No good on the 3. The Cavaliers have gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. Strus the pass to Garland. Mobley on a screen. The floater, and it's good on the layup.
Oh, going inside and fighting for the bucket. That's what you want. You want a person that's going to fight for those inches.
Halliburton, the pass to Nembhard. Siakam outside. To the middle. And the dunk by Halliburton.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
Now here's Garland. Back to Mitchell. The Pacers pull it in. Here's Halliburton. There's a screen by Turner. For 3. Halliburton, no good. The Cavs trailing. Strus the pass to Mobley. Now Garland. Down low. Here's Allen. And Turner with the block.
An impressive shot blocker. Turner's combination of size and timing on defense is so valuable.
Good on the bucket.
No, just an easy reverse for him. He has nice feel and touch around the bucket.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Now here's Garland. Ooh, excellent D there from Turner.
That's their plan, to get him an opportunity to finish in tight. That's a miss they can live with.
Halliburton on the wing. 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Back to Siakam. Shoots over Mobley. Oh, and Mobley with the block.
Hard to protect your shot from Mobley's length. Look, he just bats that ball away.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Pacers. They lead by 4. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. And we welcome you back to Game 4, folks. Thanks for joining us. And guys, what's your take on Indiana so far?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
It's been a group effort, and that's what it takes to play the kind of defense that they've played. Great showing from them.
Indiana leading by 4. Grant, the Cavs making the playoffs the last 2 years. A big deal in Cleveland.
Well, outside of years with LeBron on the roster, they hadn't made the postseason since 1998. But this group of Cavaliers are making their own history now.
Now here's Matherin. Clock is at 3. From deep. Mobley grabs the board. Cavaliers trail by 4. Here's Jerome. Mobley, a screen on McConnell. Jerome attacking. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jerome's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
Halliburton, the pass to Matherin. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Walker sets a screen from downtown, and it's Benedict Matherin with the 3. Matherin's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Jerome passes to Mobley. Walker against Hunter. And there's the lob. Knocked away. Donovan with his steal. McConnell outside. Halliburton on the wing. Green covering. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Grant, we're starting to see more players throwing alley-oops to themselves off the backboard. Did you ever do that?
In practice, maybe, but although I had some leaping ability early on, I never had the audacity to do it in a real game.
Free throw good. Halliburton.
I mean, he can do it all. Shoot, facilitate, great skills for the young Halliburton.
Some changes for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Walker, and it's Nembhard in for McConnell. Strus, he's checked in for the Cavs. Garland comes in for Green. And both free throws good for Halliburton.
Now he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
And we've got a timeout call by Kenny Atkinson. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Brian, Miles Turner, the 11th pick by the Pacers in 2015 for much of his career with the team. He's endured the trade rumors. He said, I've still got PTSD from that, but I wanted to be here in Indy. And last season, a renegotiation of his contract, giving him an extension and a raise. Brian, he is locked in as their starting center.
Yeah, it would appear so, Allie. Thank you. Loose. Matherin with the ball. Strus covering. They get it again. Outside for Halliburton. Just 5 to shoot. Goes back up. Can't get that one to go. He's just 2 of 5 now from the field. Cavaliers trail by 7. Well, the recent success of the Cavs has centered around their defense, RJ.
Well, if you want a chance to contend, you're going to have to be able to defend. Their coach best look he can get.
Pass to Turner. Here in quarter two, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Drops in the layup for two.
Got it in close, and unless it's an open three, that's the key to efficient offense.
Outside Strus. Yes, and a nice assist from Garland. Strus has gotten his first points in this one.
Just such nice vision from Garland there. Part of his role is finding new ways to involve his teammates.
And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Some changes for Indiana. Siakam comes in for Toppin, and it's Nesmith in for Halliburton. Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Mitchell comes in for Jerome. For those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by. And count that, 2 points and a chance for one more at the line. So it'll be Benedict Mathurin shooting. That one's on Darius Garland. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Indiana.
Well, they're off to a good start, getting it inside and scoring at close range. Solid fundamentals so far in this one.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Wade's checked in.
And one thing Benedict Mathurin has no shortage of is raw athleticism. Now it's just a question of him honing that physical ability to be an effective pro-level player.
Now here's Strus. Outside Hunter. The three is up. The rebound by Nesmith.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And here's Siakam for three. Knocks down the long J. Siakam's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Cavaliers trail by 11. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Right side, Garland. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good. Garland's got 4 points now in the quarter.
No, it's just ridiculous. He is just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
Now here's Nesmith. Pass to Mathurin. They set the pick. Turner with it. Siakam outside. Let's go with a three. No good. Misses at the buzzer. So we conclude the first half. It's the Pacers up 9. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Thanks for joining our halftime broadcast here in Game 4, where it's been a strong start for the Indiana Pacers.
Their defense is getting it done, intimidating shooters, locking down lanes. They force guys to take bad shots and give up on people.
Looking at this series for the Indiana Pacers, they know a win would give them a big... Thanks for tuning in. Now we...
Happy to have you back with us for the Eastern Conference semifinals on 2K Sports. Boy, you got to like what Tyrese Halliburton has done in this game.
And if he felt any pressure coming into this game, he sure hasn't shown it. What a sensational start.
His performance shows no sign of any nerves. Great job controlling your emotion.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
The Cavaliers are having success. Point guard Darius Garland said, "We're building something here and we've come a long way. It feels amazing having our own legacy. We're just trying to keep
fluid, setting a pick and then gracefully rolling into position.
And Richard, thinking about Donovan Mitchell, he just has a total impact on the game.
It's crazy to think that he's in the prime of his career, but every single year he continues to get better. I still think there are more levels for him to go.
Now here's Garland. He's got 6. Pass to Allen. Here's Garland. The rebound by Nembhard. Siakam with it. He's picked up by Garland. And here's Nembhard. Now here's Turner. Clock at 4. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Siakam for 3. The Pacers again can't hit. Cavaliers trail by 7. Inside. Here's Allen. Misses the layup. The Pacers have gone 0 for 3 to start the second half. Oh, got that bucket in no time at all. Nembhard's got his first 3 points of the game.
And we talk about Siakam's versatility. Well, there it is. Nice pass.
Back to Garland. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around. Garland's got 8 points.
And that's how you lead a team, literally.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He wants to review the game plan. And Grant, when you look at Darius Garland, he has a very polished offensive game.
Absolutely. He's great at creating for himself, but also knows when to get others involved. He can score from anywhere, and he works incredibly hard on his craft.
What's a t-shirt?
Matherin, he's checked in for Neesmith. And Cleveland with a change here too. Hunter's checked in for Strus. Here's Nembhard. Pass to Siakam. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Shot's good by Matherin. Give him 8.
Great body control allows Matherin to finish through contact.
And so it's Garland who brings up the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Trailing by 10. From 9 feet. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And the Pacers started last season all offense, Grant, but even they knew that would not be sustainable.
Yeah, Coach Carlisle prodded them to at least get to average on the defensive end. And there's no question they have the tools to do it.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Siakam. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
If he gets that look again, he should take it. You can't let one miss scare you off of a very good shot.
And it's Mitchell, the miss. Pacers leading by 10. A good look from Matherin. Down it goes, and a great assist by Halliburton. Matherin's got 10 points.
He's got that guard quickness. Matherin showing off his catch-and-shoot ability.
Outside Hunter, and the call will be against Benedict Matherin. That's his first foul of the game. Toppin, he's checked in for Indiana. McConnell comes in for Tyrese Halliburton. Second half here, and we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Green, the pass to Mobley. Excellent D there from Siakam. Pass to Nembhard from outside the arc. It's not going to go for him. And so it's Indiana now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. We'll be right back after this word.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And two teammates on the same page, woo.
And welcome back, folks, for more Eastern Conference semifinal action. Garland against McConnell. Okeke down low. Back to Strus. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Jerome. Shoots over Halliburton. And Toppin pulls it down. Pacers leading by 12. Here's Matherin. Yes, and it's McConnell with the assist that time.
And right now, Matherin is on a roll. This young guy continues to do whatever he wants.
Nifty move. Walker pulls down the board. The Pacers shooting at about 44% so far. Step back shot. Another one falls for Indiana.
This is a shot Halliburton's developed, the mid-range jumper.
And Kenny Atkinson has called a timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused.
For your Indiana Pacers, everyone. Let's get excited.
So Indiana going with an almost entire new group here. Turner, he's checked in for Toppin. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. Nesmith, he's checked in for Matherin. And it's Nembhard in for McConnell. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. From deep, Strus hits a three-pointer.
That's great anticipation and accuracy by Mobley to set up his teammate.
And here's Halliburton. We've gone about a minute and a half into this fourth quarter. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. Garland up top, defended by Halliburton. Oh, it's stolen by Siakam. Pass to Turner. Here's Halliburton. Back to Turner. Nembhard outside. Here's Siakam. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points. Now here's Mobley. On the wing, Mitchell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it fly. Boy, clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. Mitchell's got his first points of the night.
Okay, this is what he does. Mitchell, he's got a scorer's mindset full on.
Halliburton, the pass to Turner. Nembhard outside. Garland against Halliburton. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And with time running burning down here in Game 4, we've got to give credit to what a terrific performance it's been for the Pacers.
Tonight, they got everybody in on the scoring. Had nice passing, which led to good looks.
Just solid play by these guys.
Man, you have to recognize what a night it was for Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, he was at the center of everything that happened in this game. His energy was felt throughout the building, and his impact, well, it was incredible.
Now here's Siakam. Pass to Turner. Nimhard outside. Fires the three. He drops it from range. And the Pacers lead by 19.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
Mitchell's shot is good. 30 seconds left in the fourth. Siakam against Mobley. Outside Nesmith. Pass to Siakam. They set a pick. Clock at 6.
You can see the length come into play whether Siakam's facing up or back to the basket.
At the line. Siakam. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw is good. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. And so Indiana takes this one by a big margin. And with this win, they'll jump out to a 3-1 lead in the series. A commanding start.
And they can't afford to take their foot off the gas pedal. The job isn't done yet, but it's close to being all she wrote.
Time for us to say so long. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage during the second round of the NBA Eastern Conference playoffs. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Tyrese Halliburton.
Cleveland, well down 2-1 in a desperate need of a win. They still haven't, though, Greg, found their groove in this series.
Yeah, they can't go down 3-1. Even with 2 of the last 3 games at home, that'd be a steep hill to climb. Gotta have this one, and I'll treat this like a game 7 tonight.
They need to. Halliburton with the bucket.
Tyrese Halliburton has already proven to be a very capable 3-level scorer. What a fun player to watch.
Mobley outside. Garland gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now, here's Halliburton. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively. But where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. But giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Rick Carlisle and I did speak a few minutes ago. Now, he feels like Darius Garland is the key to that offense. Coach said not many people can stay in front of Garland one-on-one. He's so shifty. So the rotations defensively have to be decisive and quick. And at the other end, we want to force him to work defensively. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Mitchell. Following the score by Tyrese Halliburton. Screen by Allen. Down low. And it's Allen slamming it down.
Well, this guy has got tremendous length and hops. Jared Allen makes it easy.
Pass to Nembhard. Back to Halliburton. And here is Turner. Allen with the rebound. 1:56 left to play here in the first. Here's Mitchell. It's rebounded by Indiana. Nembhard with it. Siakam looking around. Pass to Turner. Halliburton outside. Connects from three-point range. Halliburton's got 7 points.
A remarkable three-point shooter out of the gates in his NBA career, Tyrese Halliburton. Let him hear you.
And Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best offensive players in the league, Doris. He's so fun to watch.
Yeah, this young man is special, and not only because of his flair and the skill as a passer, the shot-making ability. To me, it's the joy he brings to the game and how that joy lifts his teammates around him.
And last season, Max Strus hit that ridiculous 59-footer. Remember that, Doris? That was to beat the Mavericks.
How could we forget that shot, Kevin? It was the second longest game-winning buzzer beater in league history. And what gets overlooked, Strus was 5 for 5 from deep in the last few minutes of that game.
Free throw good from Strus. And Doris, the Cavs had a very successful 23-24 season. 47 wins and the number 4 seed in the East.
And Kevin winning a playoff series, their first one without LeBron James since 1993. Most of the players on the floor weren't even alive back then. Incredible to think of it in that context.
And so Strus nails both of them. And when you think back to that Sabonis-Halliburton trade, Doris, it really worked out for both teams.
It's rare, Kevin, that you can talk about a, quote, win-win for both sides. Most trades are a little bit harder to evaluate because they involve more moving pieces. This was a straight-up one-to-one swap of young stars and positional fits for each side.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Checked in for the Cavaliers.
Isaac Okoro.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. McConnell passes to Toppin. Outside Mathurin. Just 5 to shoot. The 9-foot shot. 2 points. That one goes.
And inside, Mathurin makes great use of his agility, developing some instincts for how to get around in traffic.
Garland dishes to Allen. Pass to Hunter. Mitchell in the corner. Allen with the ball. Okoro passes to Hunter. And off there. He misses his first shot of the night. And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Siakam against Allen. Shots good by Siakam.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
For 3, Hunter. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Pacers leading by just 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And we're back for more exciting action from the Eastern Conference semifinals. And taking a look at the Pacers' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Doris, it's great to see the excitement that surrounds women's basketball currently, isn't it?
It's great, Kevin, that these incredible players with a high skill level are being acknowledged, not only for that skill, but the quality of play, the competitive spirit of these women. They have worked as hard, and they should get as much recognition. Wow, that is some big-time airtime by Evan Mobley. My goodness.
Outside, Walker. Pass to Halliburton. Now McConnell. Cavaliers with the rebound. A big win for them, coming off a strong game on Friday.
The mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
I thought what really stood out was how dominant they were on the offensive end. That was about as flawless as you could hope for.
Here's Mobley. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Mobley's got 4 points this quarter.
Man, that is a big-time tough finish. Evan Mobley doesn't back down.
And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
Pass to Jerome. Back to Green. Now Mobley. Here's a Kuro. 3-pointers off the mark.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Now here's Halliburton. 7 points in the game, and he gets the bucket.
Yeah, give Halliburton credit for staying with the play. You've got to be able to fend off that defense and still finish.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
It's time for Dance Cam. If you see yourself on the big screen, then you know what to do. Show us your moves. Next dancer.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Toppin. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. Aaron Neesmith has checked in for Benedict Mathurin. And Andrew Nemhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Cleveland also making some changes. Max Strus has checked in for Okoro. Donovan Mitchell comes in for Green. And it's Garland in for Ty Jerome. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Pascal Siakam is nominally a power forward, but his versatility at both ends of the floor allows him to play a number of roles. Siakam says that's where the NBA has been going. It's always positionless basketball. I feel like I can do anything. And in today's game, Kevin, that means tremendous value for Siakam. Back to you.
Doesn't it? My goodness, David, he is something else. Thank you very much. Well, certainly with one of the more unique shots in the NBA, Halliburton gets it done.
You know, Kevin, credit to Halliburton and the organizations he's played for, because a lot of them would have changed or tried to rebuild their shot. Halliburton and his organizations knew the shot worked, and he stuck with it. And now he's one of the best shooters at his position. What we know about Tyrese Halliburton, this guy always ready to push the pace. He's got a ton of energy. He's willing to outrun and outwork other guys.
Thompson, he's checked in for Mobley. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And the Pacers doors last season trading for Pascal Siakam to complement this hungry team.
And Kevin, it's important in a couple of ways. First of all, he's a two-time All-Star who's got a championship pedigree. The other part of this is Indiana is an equal opportunity offense, so they want to share the basketball. But Pascal brings individual playmaking and shot making, and sometimes that's a must-have in this league.
The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Captain Emhart. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Halliburton passes to Turner. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
For Miles Turner, so much of this is about confidence. You love to see him convert in there. That is nice.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Pacers.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
You know, Doris, there's a notion that big men can take a little longer to develop. What have you seen from Miles Turner?
That he's turned himself into a complete basketball player, Kevin. I think there were years because he was playing alongside another big that he was out of position. But he can shoot the basketball with range. He's got strength, and he's a tremendous shot blocker.
Now, here's Garland. He's got 5. Stop the run. The rebound by Turner. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Allen's checked in for Cleveland. Evan Mobley comes in for DeAndre Hunter. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Mitchell kicks to Garland. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Nemhard, the pass to Siakam. Pass to Neesmith. Here's Turner. For 3, Siakam. Jared Allen grabs the miss. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Pacers lead by 5. Live from Cambridge Fieldhouse, you're watching 2K Sports.
Some great postseason action in the first half of play. A healthy lead has...
They're hitting at a high clip. Some shots have been wide open, some tightly contested.
And as the ball continued to fall through the net, you could see that. Looking at this series for the Indiana Pacers, they know a win would give them a big advantage in the series. And that'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And we welcome you back to Game 4 on 2K Sports. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
And let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Here's Garland. Pass to Mobley. Back to Garland. Takes a 3. Siakam pulls it in.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
It's his first trip to the line.
Andrew Limho.
The first free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line. Now, here's Garland. Mobley outside. Pass to Mitchell. Mobley sets the pick for Mitchell. Back to Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
That's just big-time playmaking ability from Donovan Mitchell. This guy working the defense to create a shot opportunity.
Halliburton kicks to Siakam. At the teardrop. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Doris, one of the more relentless players in the NBA, Donovan Mitchell.
Kevin, what I love about him is he loves the lead role. He feels very comfortable carrying tremendous responsibility on the offensive end. Donovan, one of the more confident players you'll meet.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys.
Here comes the Pacers Breakers Dance Parade. Amazing athletes in their own right. Well done. The Pacers Breakers Dance Parade.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Halliburton outside. Jared Allen grabs the miss. Allen's got his fourth rebound in this one. Mitchell outside. Trying to find Strus, and he gets it to him.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
At the line for the Cavaliers, Max Strus. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. That one drops. He ties it up.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
There's Siakam. Pass to Neesmith. Garland against Halliburton. Lock at 6. Over Garland. A nice shot by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 13.
Tyrese Halliburton has it cooking, guys. He's created good offensive momentum, and he's keeping his foot on the gas pedal.
And it's Allen slamming it down.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. G.A., you look how Garland can create for himself. Very good off the catch or the bounce.
He's so deadly off of those high pick and rolls because he can dribble into that three. A playmaker that can do that is a headache. Garland knows how to create that space and get his look.
Halliburton for three. They grab their own miss. With 1 second left, and the layup is up and in. Halliburton's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, you love when guards are unafraid to get to the painted area and finish. Go ahead, Tyrese.
Garland finds Strus. Cleveland moving the ball around. Allen passes to Strus. Basket good off the assist from Allen. 7 points in the game. Third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Pass to Nembhard. Third quarter action in just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Halliburton passes to Turner. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Jerome is checked in. 34 seconds left to play in the third. Mitchell outside. And there is a whistle. That goes on Andrew Nembhard. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Pacers. Obi Toppin's checked in for Turner. Benedict Mathurin comes in for Nesmith. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Halliburton. Cleveland also making some changes. DeAndre Hunter, he's checked in for Allen. Okoro comes in for Max Strus. And it's Javonte Green in for Mitchell. Jerome passes to Mobley. 5 to shoot. Mobley double teamed. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. The offensive rebound over McConnell. Mobley with a nice move there. Mobley's got 4 points in the quarter. Guys, what a back and forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Launches from deep. And that one released in time, but no good. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Cleveland ahead as they end the third quarter on a 14-6 run. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And how about a look now at our assist of the game?
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And you are back with us live as we bring you continuing coverage of the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Boy, the passing of Tyrese Halliburton. You've got to love to play with this guy.
Cavaliers trailing. Here's Jerome. It's Strus on the wing. Mitchell against Halliburton. 5 on the clock. Here's Okeke. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Obi Toppin.
Clearly a foul.
At the line for the Cavaliers, Okeke. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Toppin. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. Aaron Nesmith has checked in for Benedict Mathurin. And Andrew Nembhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Then for the Cavaliers, Allen's checked in for Jerome. And Evan Mobley subbed in for DeAndre Hunter. Indiana trailing here. come home. That falls. Nice speed that time from Halliburton. Halliburton's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. 1 minute now into this 4th quarter. And here's Cruz. Back to Mitchell. There's Okiki, covered by Siakam. There's the triple. The rebound by Turner. Pacers shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. Shots good by Siakam.
Well, high percentage shots are always at a premium. Pascal Siakam gets a great look there.
Mitchell against Halliburton. Mobley a screen on Halliburton. That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Mobley.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here.
T-shirts, freshly printed, ready to go.
Jerome, he's checked in for Okiki. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. Now it's a close one, so Coach asked his team to keep their focus. He said this game's going to come down to mistakes. If we play clean, we'll win. Great game tonight. Let's see how it winds up. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. Halliburton in the corner. Turner with a screen for Halliburton. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Oh, a big-time pivotal bucket, Tyrese Halliburton. We see you.
Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Darius Garland. David.
Guys, I was able to catch up with Cleveland's head athletic trainer. He told me it's a sprained elbow. Now, they put some ice on it, and they're hoping that he doesn't have any inflammation. Coming back tonight is not an option for him, and they're hoping he won't have to miss too much time. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, David. Appreciate the update. Never like to see any kind of injury break.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest parts of the game because you have little to no control over it.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
Now, Tyrese Halliburton has played with a poise beyond his years. He's got another chance here to continue to build on that.
And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs him.
That's an instance where you see the pressure Mitchell puts on a defense. He's aggressive and he's explosive. You've got to deal with both.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Indiana.
They've been playing some really physical offense, just attacking the paint as much as possible. And I tell you what, they have been very successful with that strategy.
The other thing that's been impressive is really just relentless driving the basketball. Doesn't matter if the defense is there, they are challenging them and getting it done.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
In the NBA, there is a high need for relentless scoring and skill to match that scoring. That is Donovan Mitchell.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Allen. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Turner. Pacers have gone a perfect 4-4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that.
Boy, Pascal Siakam plays at his own pace, able to find the open man.
The Cavaliers trail by 4. Pass to Mobley. Over 6 here in this quarter.
I'll tell you, important moment for Evan Mobley. Needing the moment with a big shot. That's big time.
Here's Halliburton. Good.
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Mitchell outside. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Pass to Strus. He is looking for Mobley and finds him. Shot clock at 5. Here's Jerome. He's covered by Halliburton. It falls! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone. Halliburton just has a knack for understanding what his team needs, and that was a big-time clutch delivery.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. What do you think we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
Here's Jerome. Can't get the 3 to fall. And they go to the intentional foul.
You had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
That's what you call slamming the door. This one is over.
Here's Mobley. Yes!
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. Seconds left in the fourth. And now they foul and stop the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
For the PACERS, Tyrese Halliburton, 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And So both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game. And so it's Cleveland with it. A three from Strus. Nails the triple.
Can't afford these defensive breakdowns, especially down the stretch.
And right now, neither side can get a stop. Looks like both coaches will have plenty of material for the film room.
So a close game sees Indiana take this one. And now they're sitting on a commanding 3-1 lead. They've grabbed this series by the throat, Greg.
And Kevin, I don't think they're going to let it go. You could see the determination they had tonight. They don't want to drag this series out. They want to get this thing over with.
That'll do it for this broadcast of the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Olney, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports Group, thanking you for tuning in. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Tyrese Halliburton.
Rivals going head-to-head here, Clark. You can feel the extra tension in the air.
No doubt about it. That heat is palpable. Everybody wants to be at their best and prove they're the superior team, but the fireworks and friction is real.
Now here's Halliburton. Jacks up a three. Drills it from deep.
Halliburton showing you a lot of confidence in his three-point stroke. That's something he's worked on.
Outside Strus. Out of bounds. Last touch by Turner.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal. Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Mobley finds Garland. Shot clock at 5. Allen a screen. The three from Mitchell. The offensive rebound. And it's out of bounds to Cleveland. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Earlier, I spoke with Rick Carlisle. We talked about how his team is prepared to defend against Darius Garland, and Coach said we need to communicate and stay on our toes defensively, whether it's scoring or passing the ball. Garland is a creative player who knows how to manipulate opposing defenses. We should be able to hear his defense talking tonight, guys.
Thank you for that, Allie. Strus with the bucket.
Well, Allen is usually the last stop the ball makes, but he selflessly gives it up to a wide-open guy.
Halliburton, the pass to Siakam. Here's Turner. Pass to Halliburton. Turner, a screen on Garland to the paint. And then Turner with the dunk.
Yeah, looking like a veteran running the screen and roll. Halliburton understands how to break down defenses.
And Clark, a big part of Tyrese Halliburton's effectiveness. He is tall for a point guard.
Yeah, and you see that across the league, Brian. More and more teams making sure they get size on the perimeter. I mean, they're looking for length in the backcourt, and if you can find it in your point guard, that's even better. And Tyrese Halliburton, a poster guard for long, elite-level point guards.
And here's Indiana now. Off to the basket by Cleveland. Here's Halliburton. And the layup falls. Halliburton's got 5 points.
That shot by Halliburton, not easy. Taking the hit and still finishing the play.
Garland, the pass to Mobley. And here's Strus. Here's the three. Hits the trifecta. He's got 5.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
The Pacers have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Pass to Halliburton. Takes a 3. And the rebound goes to Cleveland.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. From deep, Mitchell. And Cleveland another 3.
Mitchell has everything, including that three-point shot.
And here's Halliburton. 5 points in the game. Kicks it out to Siakam. Pure from three-point range.
He's a producer. It's part of their plan to get him as many touches as possible.
1 minute left in the opening quarter. Allen outside. Pass to Strus. Siakam against Mobley. Strus. Count it. Good. Strus has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I like that. Punch it inside. You usually end up with a good shot and or get fouled.
Halliburton outside. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Back to Nembhard. Mobley grabs the board. And so it's Garland who brings up the ball from Cleveland. Throws it up high. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Boy, Allen always a threat, especially when you give him room to run. He's capable of banging it home.
Halliburton against Garland. Halliburton looking for an opening. Kicks it out to Siakam. Off target with the 3. And so the first quarter is in the books. Cleveland on top, up by 4. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Happy to have you back with us for the Eastern Conference semifinals on 2K Sports. All right, what do you guys think about Cleveland here in this one?
Well, it looks like hitting the boards hard was an emphasis of their attack. They knew how valuable it was to do so. Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
Here's Jerome. Pass to Green. Hunter on the wing. Okoro outside. 6 to shoot. Jerome passes to Mobley. Shoots over Walker. And Mobley gets it to go. Mobley's got his first basket. Pacers trail by 6. Halliburton outside. Right side Walker. McConnell outside. Second chance shot. And it's good on the lay-in. Well, Clark, we hear coaches often say, trust your teammates. Why is that sometimes a challenge?
Well, you know, when you talk about passing the basketball, there's got to be a level of trust and confidence that where you pass it to is going to produce some fruit. And that it might come back to you if that's the best play. And then defensively, you can't be good defensively without communicating and trusting one another to cover for each other in the defensive scheme that you're playing.
Now here's Matherin, guarded closely. McConnell passes to Halliburton. on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. Clark, we hear a lot of talk about Halliburton's supreme court vision. Just how good is it?
I think it's phenomenal, B.A. To be the facilitator that he is, you've got to have an understanding of what you're trying to run, but also a feel for how to get people shots and to adjust on the fly to what the defense is providing. And it's feel as much as it is skill, feeling where defenders are, feeling where your teammates are or might be. And that is a gift. And he's honed that in a way that's made him one of the top dime droppers in the league.
Turner, he's checked in for Indiana. Nembhard comes in for McConnell. Strus, he's checked in for Cleveland. Garland comes in for Green. So hits one and misses one at the line.
Halliburton has lots of skills you love to see from a young guard. Boy, I tell you what, he's got a bright future. Love watching this young man play.
Pacers trail by 3. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
The rebound by Garland.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Here's Jerome. He's guarded by Nembhard. Hunter against Toppin. To the middle. Here's Mobley. Oh, and Turner with a block.
Oh, these arms of Turner just go on forever. I mean, which is part of the reason he's able to rack up the block shots that he does.
And the fans love seeing incredible moments on defense like that block.
Boy, you got to take your defense up a notch in the playoffs. He takes it up about 3 notches on this block.
Siakam, he's checked in for Indiana. Nesmith comes in for Halliburton. Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell comes in for Jerome. 1:33 left to play in the first half. Nembhard outside. To shoot. Pass to Turner. Here's Matherin. The Pacers again can't hit. The Cavaliers lead by 3. They get back on track. Mitchell bullies his way inside.
He's such a strong guy. Donovan Mitchell plays bigger than his listed 6'1" height.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. For the Cavs. Evan Mobley comes in for Hunter. One minute left in the second period. And Siakam has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Screen on Mobley. And Siakam. Here we go. Up top, Nembhard. Covered by Strus. That one falls. The Cavaliers lead by 3. Garland scanning the floor. Mitchell, the pass to Mobley. Allen against Turner. To Strus. 4 on the clock. And it's Allen who slams it home.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleek. Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here.
Pascal Siakam, 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Good on both. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Cleveland on top. They're up by 3. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Hey there, everybody. Halftime of Game 4 upon us, and it's a close game so far for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Their work on the glass has been superb tonight. Chasing down every miss there, Ernie. That's their...
Looking at this series for the Indiana Pacers, they know a win would give them a big advantage in the series and take them one step closer to a postseason upset.
It's hard not...
Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And welcome back, folks, for more Eastern Conference semifinal action. We've seen Donovan Mitchell really having a great game.
And if he felt any pressure coming into this game, he sure hasn't shown it. What a sensational start.
Yeah, you know, I think he relishes the pressure, especially in a big game like this one. He really eats that stuff up.
Allen a screen. The 3 from Mitchell sinks the tray. Mitchell's got 10.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Brian, Donovan Mitchell wears number 45 because that was Michael Jordan's number when he played baseball. Mitchell's father was a pro player, and Donovan said, baseball was my sport. I had my mind made up. I wanted to make the majors, but in high school, a broken wrist on the diamond caused his focus to shift. Brian, I'd say it worked out.
Yeah, I'd say so. Thanks, Allie.
And we see this night in and night out. Garland making things happen.
Cleveland shooting their first free throws of the evening.
Darius Garland taking 2 shots.
That's good from Garland.
And Garland does a little bit of everything. A versatile guard with a bright, bright future.
And he can't hit the second. Well, the first 7.5 seasons of Pascal Siakam's career were in Toronto. But Clark, a fresh start here with the Pacers.
You know, it's great for the Indiana Pacers because Pascal Siakam wanted to be part of this group. He saw a nucleus of young talent that had a chance to be competitive in the East and chase a championship. So he signed a nice big contract this summer to remain a key contributor for them moving forward. Actually, he'll be the hub of the wheel along with Tyrese Halliburton.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page.
You show us your best move. Let's go. And let's hear it for all the dancers.
And if you're just joining us, we've played just over a minute here in the third. Halliburton outside. Back to Nimhard. And so it's Garland who brings up the ball for the Cavaliers. Mobley, left side. Three-pointer. Indiana with a rebound.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
Nembhard outside. Halliburton outside. There's the three. Yes! Top point from Tyrese.
Halliburton's future is bright, and that's got so many folks excited because he can really play and fill it up.
Back to Garland. Mobley on a screen. From deep. Siakam pulls down the board. Pacers trail by 4. Pass to Halliburton. Mobley against Turner. Now here's Halliburton. Tight defense on him. Clock at 6. Halliburton drives. Hey, now 5 for 8. Shooting a pretty good percentage right now.
Driving lanes are created because they have to respect Halliburton's perimeter shot.
Garland, the pass to Allen. From deep, Mitchell. The Cavaliers again cannot hit. Indiana's gone 4 of 6 from three-point range thus far. And then Siakam with the jam.
They've really picked up the energy level and have willed themselves back into this game.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changed.
Now here's Mobley. 5 points in the game. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Yeah, great job challenging the defense by Garland. He gets positioning inside, and all they can do is foul.
And this will be his 3rd and 4th free throws of the game here.
Taking 2 shots.
That's good from Garland. And a new group getting ready for Indiana. Toppin, he's checked in for Turner. Benedict Mathurin comes in for Nesmith. Shepard, he's checked in for Nembhard. And T.J. McConnell subbed in for Tyrese Halliburton. Hunter's checked in for the Cavs. Okoro comes in for Strus. Indiana trailing here. Siakam looking it over. Good D by Mobley. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 5 in this 3rd quarter. Mitchell with the ball. Siakam covering. And it's Mitchell. The miss. The Pacers have gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this 3rd quarter. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Crafty move. It's rebounded by Indiana. Siakam's got his 4th rebound in this one. He shoots it. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. 3 quarters of play and a close one here. The Cavaliers on top, up 2. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. 0 chance to stop that.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And we welcome you back to Game 4, folks. Thanks for joining us. Now here's Halliburton. He's covered closely. Good, and that makes him 6 for 9. A quality game for him so far.
And what a comeback. Do they have enough left to maintain this energy and get the win?
I did not think they had enough clock to get all the way back, but here they are. And now they've got to feel like they're in control of this thing.
Garland, no good.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
against Garland. Now here's Halliburton. Tightly guarded. Count the basket and the foul. That one's on Darius Garland.
Halliburton was hungry for that hoop. Taking the ball right to the rack and throwing the foul.
And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Pacers.
Yeah, they were so aggressive from the start, getting the ball into the painted area. Now, they stuck to their game plan, and it paid off.
You know, they've been knocking down triples, too. They've continued to make the most of their opportunities from behind the arc as well.
The Cavaliers trail by 3. And we played through about a minute here in the fourth. Oh, there's the alley. And Mitchell with the slam.
And the fans love it. And Mitchell certainly seems to be enjoying himself on the offensive end.
Here's Halliburton. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. Mobley's got 4 rebounds now. And it's Garland with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mobley passes to Allen. Down low. Outside Strus. Now Garland. To the inside. Ooh, power move by Mitchell.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now.
Everyone, let's get excited.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Rick Carlisle as he talked with the team. Coach was blunt with his assessment. He said to throw out everything that happened until now. It is a brand new game, and it's only a few minutes. Leave it out on the floor. Back to you guys.
And Allie, thanks. Here's Turner. Back to Nesmith. Pass to Nembhard. Inside. Ooh, stolen by Allen. Fast break, Cleveland. From deep, Strus. Offensive board. And it's Mitchell scoring off the run out.
And we talk about how Mitchell does a little of everything. I mean, that was just great hustle.
Siakam with it, covered by Mobley. Fires from 14. Mobley grabs the board. Mobley's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Fires from 14. And the shot is good by Garland. And it's a 5-point Cavalier lead.
The pull-up is lethal for guys like Garland. Just one of the fast guards in our league.
Siakam against Mobley. Halliburton outside. There's a screen by Turner to halt the run. Halliburton misses.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Mitchell, and he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. That one on Nembhard.
Going beyond mere stats, Mitchell breathes life into this offense. His energy lifts everyone around him.
The first one drops, and that increases the lead to 6. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
That's how you protect a lead. Build it out with clutch free throws.
Mitchell. Fires the three, and right through it goes. And the Cavaliers lead by 9.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away. And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Now here's Siakam. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. 27 seconds left in the final quarter. Garland against Halliburton. Outside Mitchell takes the three, and the rebound goes to the Pacers. Nembhard outside. The three. And so it's Cleveland winning this one. A huge victory for them, knotting this series at 2.
We've got ourselves a series, folks. Neither team with much of an advantage. It's a tight one.
That'll do it for this broadcast of the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. And time now to introduce our player of the game, Donovan Mitchell.
Should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
Now, here's Neesmith. Back to Halliburton. Shoots over Garland, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Halliburton's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Pacers. Pass to Mobley. Now, here's Strus. Neesmith covering. 6 on the shot clock. Garland, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Halliburton passes to Siakam. Rebounded by Allen.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
Pass to Garland. Now, here's Mitchell. Outside Garland. Teardrop shot. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Fantastic execution with the floater. Garland is just a fearless scorer.
And the improvement, RJ, from Garland's dribble drive game has been immense.
Kevin, his confidence when he is ready to attack is next level. He's got great footwork. He's got a great handle. Very few defenders can stay in front of him in a one-on-one situation.
Now, here's Strus. Following the miss by Tyrese Halliburton. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Good on the three-point shot.
When you shoot hundreds of these shots in gyms by yourself, it will make you automatic just like Mitchell.
Stolen by Garland. Here's Strus. Finished off the break.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Now, here's Halliburton. A minute 42 left here in the first quarter. Turner with a screen on Garland. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's slammed in by Turner.
Hard to stop Turner in close. As soon as he has prime positioning, he is going for the slam.
Turner against Allen. Allen with the screen for Garland. Back to Allen. Good work defensively by Turner. And Halliburton's got the ball here for Indiana. They trail by 3. And Turner kicks to Halliburton. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
For a skinny guy, Halliburton has a lot of confidence inside. In fact,
inside. Launches it. The rebound by Turner. Pacers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Halliburton outside. Siakam inside. Covered by Mobley. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And it's the Pacers ball. Here's Nembhard. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Outside Garland. And he drives in. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Pacers lead by 1. And we'll be back with you right after this. And we're back for more exciting action from the Eastern Conference semifinals. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
I've really been impressed with how aggressive they've been inside, looking to capitalize from the paint whenever they can.
And I've really liked how they've moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
Jerome passes to Mobley. Walker against Hunter. Walker with the rebound. Indiana leading. Throws it up high and stolen by Mobley. Here's Jerome. So he'll shoot 2 here. Richard, how do you think the game has changed since you retired?
Well, the jump shooting teams have had more success. I think the game has changed, and it allows for more Europeans. It allows for it to be more of a global game. The less physical, the more inclusive.
The first one falls. Max Strus is checked in for Javonte Green. So he gets them both.
No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
Now, here's McConnell. Defense is right there. And a wide open look for Halliburton. That's good, and it's McConnell with the assist.
Saw the defender closing, and Halliburton got it away in a hurry.
Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
Fires top of the key. Can't get it to drop. Made 3. Missed 2 from the field. It's Strus on the win. He's covered by Halliburton. With the step back. Jerome passes to Mobley. Now here's Okoro. Defended by Mathurin. The Cavaliers again can't hit. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Halliburton for 3. Cavaliers with the rebound.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Jerome passes to Strus. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That's his first foul. And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout here. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Checked in for Toppin. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. Neesmith, he's checked in for Benedict Mathurin. And Andrew Nembhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. And then for Cleveland, Thompson, he's checked in for Evan Mobley. Mitchell comes in for Okoro. And it's Garland in for Ty Jerome. There's a minute 47 left to play in the first half. Bucket is good.
You see the body control that Garland has. Takes on the defender, gets hit, adjusts, and finishes. It's just a work of art.
Defensive foul. Pascal Siakam. First personal foul.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Wade's checked in.
At the line for one.
Garland mature into a leader, and you know what? He is not done yet.
Halliburton against Garland. Inside, pass to Nembhard. Indiana moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Turner, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And it's crucial that Turner remains assertive like this because it's how he's going to get these calls.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First one falls for him. Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for Indiana. And Cleveland with a change here too. Okiki's checked in for Dean Wade. Both free throws good from Turner. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. And then Mitchell at the dunk.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
Here's Nembhard. Pass to Neesmith. Pulls up from the corner. That's good on the jump shot.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
Bruce. Gets rebounded by Indiana. They come into this one following a really disappointing game on Friday.
Total embarrassment. I was shocked at how poorly they played. I think they were shocked.
Well, we'll see how they respond after that weak performance. It should tell us a lot about their character as a team.
Up top, Garland. Nembhard covering. Strus kicks to Hunter. Garland, the pass to Strus. Here's Mitchell. Here's the three. Drains it from beyond the arc. Mitchell's got it all tied up now for the Cavs.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
It's a tie game in Indiana. Going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
Hey there, everybody. Halftime of Game 4 upon us, and it's a close game so far for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
A few things for them to focus on. More presence on the backboards, more physicality, maybe a few elbow sandwiches.
And maybe the guards need to crack back, get in there and help out.
Looking at this series for the Indiana Pacers, so far in this series, they've shown they can get the better of this team. But all tied up at the half, are they getting, a little too overconfident?
If they are, that's a mistake. Never underestimate your...
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
You are back with us live as we bring you continuing coverage of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Donovan Mitchell really making a difference here.
And with all the pressure he must have felt coming into this one, it didn't faze him one bit. Fantastic start.
His performance shows no sign of any nerves. Great job controlling your emotions.
Well, the Cavaliers shooting around 40% from the floor here. Now, Garland. Over to the wing. Mobley inside. Siakam's there. 2 on the clock. The high post shot. The rebound by Halliburton. Siakam looking around. Pass to Halliburton. It's stolen by Strus. Now Cleveland moving it up. Softly drops in the floater. And the Cavaliers lead by 2.
Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looks. It's a challenging shot.
Pass to Turner. Now, shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Outside Garland. Cleveland moving it around. Mobley is screened to the paint and stolen by Siakam. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Rebounded by Donovan Mitchell. Siakam's gotten just 1 of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. Greg, in January 2024, Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
And he came into the league an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player.
Now, here's Siakam. Pass to Nembhard. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Cavaliers leading. Right side, Garland. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And that one's good, Mitchell.
One thing you can count on with Mitchell, he will just keep attacking.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
For your Indiana Pacers, everyone, let's get excited.
Change here. Mathurin's checked in. DeAndre Hunter, he's checked in for Cleveland. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Halliburton passes to Siakam. Garland against Halliburton. Mathurin with the ball. No scoring in this one. Sinks the three-pointer.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
Pass to Hunter. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Garland with the bucket.
When you give Garland these looks, oh, he's going to find ways to capitalize, but I love his aggressiveness.
Siakam outside. Stolen by Mitchell. And now the fast break. Mitchell with the ball. It's good. Garland's got the lead up to 5 now for Cleveland.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Halliburton against Garland. Turner with a screen on Garland from about 19 feet. Yes, that goes in. Halliburton's got 8 points.
The thing about Halliburton's range is it's flexible. He can take a good shot from anywhere.
Mobley looking it over. Pass to Hunter. Mobley outside. To the middle. It's tipped. And here's the break. Siakam, right side. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Cleveland ahead. They're up by 3. Live from Cambridge Fieldhouse, you're watching 2K Sports. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And we welcome you back to Game 4 on 2K Sports. Outside, Walker. On the wing, Mathurin. Defended by Strus. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, that athleticism of Mathurin is what makes him such a tough one to guard.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And also, guys, they've been showing how dangerous they are in the open floor. When they see a chance to get easy points, boy, they just jump at it.
Free throw good, Mathurin. He's perfect from the line this time. Now Cleveland shooting well, 50% from the floor. Jerome passes to Thompson. Thompson sets the pick for Garland. The tray. Walker with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's McConnell. Halliburton outside to take the lead. Oh, good on that one.
Defense kind of rolled the dice there, and I'm a little surprised it ended up going their way with the miss.
Garland against McConnell. A drive by Garland. Off with the layup. And so it's McConnell with it. They'll bring it up for Indiana. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
And don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession.
Cavaliers trailing. And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout here. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus.
Attention fans. Now on the court is your squad. Get loud. We're ready to hear it. It's time for T-Sitters.
So an entirely new grouping now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Toppin. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. Neesmith, he's checked in for Benedict Mathurin. And Andrew Nemhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Then for the Cavaliers, Jared Allen's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Mobley comes in for Hunter. And Donovan Mitchell's subbed in for Ty Jerome. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Kenny Atkinson had some words for his team during the break. Now, he begged his guys to get after it on the break. He said, let's keep up the tempo, guys. You know how dangerous we are on the break. Be confident with the ball. Take risks. Move it, guys.
Thank you, David. Indiana on D after Darius Garland getting his shot to go from deep.
Hard to stop a guy with Allen's physical gifts inside. He forces the defense to get sloppy and foul.
Jared Allen. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
A pure 5. Jared Allen isn't trying to shoot a bunch of threes. He bangs down low, he rebounds, protects the paint. He is a rare breed.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Halliburton. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. To the inside. It's deflected. Turner finds Neesmith. Here's Halliburton, guarded by Garland. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And the Pacers with possession here. It's a 3-point game. 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off.
Up in the face of the ball handler, Mitchell takes pride in both sides of the ball.
Lets a floater go. And Garland with the lay-in. Garland's got the lead up to 5 now for the Cavs. The Pacers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Garland against Halliburton. Over Garland. Right through the shoulder that time. All net.
And guys, there's just an air about Halliburton. He has such belief in his abilities, and eventually others start to believe.
Now, here's Mitchell. Off target from outside. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter. Halliburton passes to Siakam. Neesmith with the ball. Indiana moving the ball. Halliburton against Garland. Now, here's Halliburton. He's covered closely. Mobley with the block.
Already a stellar defender, Mobley proving he can be relied on to anchor for this team.
Money!
Yeah, he was able to sneak it to the rim. Had enough room to get just like an easy layup.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. And let's get your take, guys. What's the strategy?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
Let's see that play.
Here's Halliburton. Here's Turner. No good. Shot missing. Excellent D there from Allen. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And that's an intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Taking full advantage of his opportunities at the line to extend their lead.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. We've got 28 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Make some noise.
We've got 28 seconds left in the game. Here's Halliburton, and it's sent back by Allen. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Garland feeling it out a little bit. So we see the Cavaliers get the win here. This was a crucial game for them, tying up the series at 2 apiece, Greg. A huge accomplishment.
And this series, I think, hinged on who picked up Game 4, Kevin. I mean, now it's a 3-game series, and anything can happen.
It's time for us to say so long. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage during the second round of the NBA Eastern Conference Playoffs. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. And now we present the player of the game, Darius Garland.
We should see some great ball movement with these two teams, Grant. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
Now here's Nembhard. Pass to Halliburton. Finds the bottom from 13 feet out.
You love to see guys willing to exploit the mid-range. If that's what the defender concedes, go ahead and take it.
Outside Mitchell. Garland against Halliburton. Outside Garland. Here's Allen. And Turner with the block.
How about the reach of Miles Turner? He covers so much ground to come up with these blocks.
And we have to take another look at that block.
Yeah, this is the elevated energy level you expect in the postseason. Chasing down blocks and making an impact.
Here's Garland. And good as it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Well, I like the no hesitation. Darius Garland knows you have to be assertive in catch-and-shoot situations.
One thing about the Pacers, Doris, they can flat out score the basketball.
It is incredible to me, B.A., how infrequently the ball sticks. They play fast, whether in transition athleticism, and that's an easy opportunity. Wow.
Halliburton, the pass to Neesmith. Turner, a screen on Strus. Here's Neesmith. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two. They'll pin that one on Jared Allen. It's his first trip to the line.
Aaron Neesmith.
And he makes a first. And Doris, Cleveland looking to balance their roster, trying to make sure the pieces fit.
And that's been the concern, right, B.A.? Because there's been some positional overlap, particularly in the front court. And this is where roster construction truly matters in the league.
It's both from the stripe.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Rick Carlisle and I got a chance to talk for a bit. We discussed how he wants his team to approach their matchup with Evan Mobley, and Coach said, we need to make him a jump shooter. Mobley is most effective around the rim. He's still developing his jump shot, and we need to take advantage of that. There should be a lot of resistance in the paint from his defense, B.A.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Now here's Nembhard. 5 on the clock. Here's Halliburton. Strus grabs the miss. The Cavaliers have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Pass to Mitchell. Outside Garland.